Most stock market games feel like glorified math homework. Click to buy, click to sell, make a number go up, that's it. Sounds a lot like Victoria 3. But every now and then you stumble across a game that does it different. A game that doesn't just simulate the economy, it immerses you in the game, in the lifestyle of a stock junkie. Stonks 9800, it's bizarre, it's brilliant, and it might just be the most unexpectedly addicting stock market simulator I've ever played. Stonks 9800 pitches itself as a retro Japanese stock market sim, and it completely nails that vibe. You're dropped into a world that feels like it belongs on a dusty PC in a 1980s Tokyo office surrounded by cigarette smoke and fax machines. But unlike other stock simulators, you're not just staring at charts going up and down, you're talking to your assistant and other contacts and companies you can invest in. You can relax in town, play poker, or go to the racetrack, or for any gambling addicts out there, you can play pachinko. It's equal parts stock simulator and life simulator. This game is all about living the life of a Japanese stockbroker in the 1980s. This game is real time, so you'll live and play day by day, but make sure you don't invest all your money because you still have to pay for living expenses and manage your stress levels. So, when you first start the game, you'll create your character and choose the difficulties. There's difficulties ranging from easy to realistic, and they affect everything from how much money you start with, to how many times the stock pays dividends in a year, to how much stock prices fluctuate over time. I really would recommend realistic to sort of have to work for your wealth. It helps with having a more realistic progression, if you'll grant me that. If you have the difficulty set to easy, your money just multiplies way too easily. But again, if you're looking for a more relaxed experience, definitely check out the easy difficulty. They also, in the most recent update, just added a brand new bio edition. So now, when you create your character, there are multiple starting options to choose from to decide your background. There's one like Gambler, which increases your starting wealth but reduces your reputation, or Bookworm, which increases your intelligence but reduces the amount of friends you start with. It really allows you to roleplay more and make every game different. So, the basic gameplay loop consists of buying stock and doing research on them by looking at their revenue and expenses, and then you can also buy commodities like gold, silver, and oil for more long-term wealth accrual. And then when you're not buying stocks, you can relax and hang out with your friends by going to a temple, or the bar, or going to a horse race, as I mentioned. These activities will help reduce your stress and increase relations with your friend. You can also go on dates with your assistants, and this is a really 80s kind of pixely art style, but for some reason they went all out on what your assistant looks like when you go on a date with her. And the game is also rather realistic. Everything you can do in the stock market, you can do in this game. So things like shorting, which if you're unfamiliar means that you're betting a stock will go down and you make money that way. Or longing, where you buy stocks with leverage. Or, in other words, you borrow money to buy a stock, so that way when it goes up, you make more money. That's not exactly how it works, but that's essentially the gist of shorting and longing. But what sets this game apart from just being a stock simulator, because there are a couple of those on the markets, but they're usually kind of dull and you really are just looking at a chart the whole time, or maybe there's like a little news ticker section on the right that you look at. But this game really distinguishes itself from other similar titles by I think the biggest feature is the style of the game. If you've been watching the gameplay I put up, it has a super cool retro style. It sort of mimics like a 1980s computer screen, but it's more than just the looks. It uses the sort of old school aesthetic to reinforce the setting and tone that you're living in 1980s Japan during an economic boom. You're not just simulating stocks, you're simulating the 1980s time period. I also really enjoy the personality of this game. I love how you hear rumors from people at the bars or your friends and contacts in other companies, and they'll tell you that they heard a stock is going up or it might go down, or people might even offer you insider trading, and if you pay them some yen, they'll give you some advice. But that advice might be bad, so maybe your investment didn't go as planned, or if you keep on doing a lot of insider trading, you might get audited by the authorities. This whole game just oozes personality and style. Along with managing money, you also have to manage your reputation, and that's affected by a couple things, but mostly by your actions. So there's public image, financial success, ethical conduct, networking, market knowledge, philanthropy, and innovation. That all contributes to your overall reputation. And you need to have a high enough reputation to do certain things, like whether that's creating your own company or shorting and longing. All of these things also affect how other people might treat you and if they want to talk to you or not. So doing things like insider trading will make your ethical conduct decrease, or if you do year after year of no profit, that will decrease your financial success. All of your actions sort of contribute to your character and what they look like to the rest of the world. As I mentioned, I also enjoy how this game feels realistic to the stock market. I have been investing since I was 18. I used to do a lot of leverage trading. I really do not recommend that to anybody. But I love how it feels realistic to the stock market and that you have to hold for a long time to make some real wealth. Short-term gains are great, but that's really not how you make money. That's not how you become a millionaire. So I like how in this game it really incentivizes you to hold, although sometimes you'll be forced to sell due to life circumstances. Like things might happen where maybe your mother gets sick and you have to pay for a medical treatment, or your car breaks down, or maybe the apartment building you bought just caught on fire and now you're only getting half the insurance payout. A lot of things can mess up what your perfect plan was going to be. And I also love how they give you more things to spend money on. You don't just make money from the stock market to put it right back into the stock market. As I mentioned, you can buy houses to rent out, or you can rent out businesses, or you can start and manage your own company that will be publicly traded and you can spend a lot of money upgrading your company. There's a lot of stuff to do and spend money on beyond just the stock market. I really believe that Stonks 9800 is one of those rare games where the more time you spent with it, the deeper it gets. You start off chasing profits, but soon you're watching for patterns, seeing what CEOs are saying, timing events, exploiting weaknesses. It becomes less about luck and more about instinct. And when you hit it big, when your trades all line up and your net worth skyrockets, that dopamine hit is real. It's earned, and it makes you want to dive back in for just one more day, one more week, one more trade. Stonks 9800, it really isn't going to be for everyone. It can be slow, it's a little weird, and it's unapologetically niche. But for people who get it and want to enjoy it, it's an absolute gem. I think if you're into economic strategy, retro aesthetics, or games that make you feel smart for figuring them out, you should really give it a shot. I think you'll be surprised by just how deep the game goes. So that's really all I have. I know a bit of a shorter video, but I gotta be honest, guys, I'm really racking my brain to come up with video ideas. It's rough out here in the life of Conduit Gaming. So, hey, if you have any more video suggestions, I would love to hear them in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the game if you played it. I know it's a bit niche. It's been out for a while, but hey, it's on sale right now, and a new update just came out, so I would definitely check it out if you have some extra funds. But that is all I got. Please remember that Jesus loves you.